Hey, it's Mike Andrews here. Hope you're doing super well. I'm at Command Center. This is where the team operates out of. Co-pilot, home service CPA, and the team. But I just want to send you a quick message. If you are depressed, if you're anxious, whether you're a leader or a manager, business owner, I want you to know you're not alone, and that a lot of people go through that, and even people that you might look up to or admire go through it. And so I remember when I first got started, I always thought that I was the only one that was going through all the problems and making mistakes and having trouble with employees and not being able to figure out how I was gonna make payroll and stressed crazy about the finances of the business. Like, I thought I was the only one that was that way. And the reason is partly because all the people you look up to on social media, they aren't gonna post about it. They're not gonna talk about how they're struggling and they're doubting themselves and the issues they're going through. And so because we look at social media so much, it's like, well, that's everyone else is doing so well and crushing it and killing it and growing and expanding. And that's just not the case. 2 nights ago, I couldn't sleep almost the whole night. Really just worried, like, mostly about, the businesses, they're growing quickly. I don't have any investors or financial backing whatsoever, right? So it's a lot of cash requirements, and pay for performance is something I'm super passionate about, but it costs a lot of money to get developers and continue growing it and scaling up. And we don't even break even on development costs for pay for performance. Copilotsoftware.com or copilotcrm.com. It's grown tremendously, but like, I want to hire more developers, but they're not cheap and they're expensive. And it's like, well, how much can I burn before we get to profitability, but then still stay on the same rate of innovation and developing the features we need? And it's not easy. Like, it's stressful. And then on top of that, you have people that you're responsible for and team members and managers that they're going through their own stresses and issues financially or personally, and in their own life, and they're depressed, going through depression and anxious, and you feel bad for them. You feel helpless that you can't help them, and you feel bad about it. And I just want you to know you're not alone. Like, this is what leadership, and this is what trying to push yourself and improve and grow a business is like. And I consistently see it takes 4 or 5 years a lot of times for business owners to really find market fit, then develop a team, build a team that can support them, and then really achieve profitability to a high level. And yet they're comparing themselves to people who have been in the game for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And they're like, oh, I'm such a failure. I can't do this. And a lot of times it's because maybe you don't have a supportive family. Maybe your family thinks you're a failure, or you should have done something differently, or they think you should have done a different type of business, or they should have just got a regular job, or, I know it's kind of like to be there. I went to college when I was really young, and then I decided to drop out of medical school and mow grass. So yeah, every single time I made a mistake, every single time I felt like I couldn't make ends meet, and was struggling, and I just thought maybe I did make a mistake. Like, maybe I made the wrong decision to do my own business. Maybe I'm not an entrepreneur. Maybe I don't have what it takes. I should have just stayed in school. And like, second guessing yourself and doubt, like, that is part of it. You're going to go through that. And it's not going to stop when you get bigger. Don't have this thing in your mind, like, if I go to a certain size business, it somehow goes away. It'll stop only when you stop growing your business, growing yourself personally, growing your team, expanding, more locations, more employees, more problems. Like, that is the process of evolution, is like constant growth. And like, the building of a muscle means tear it apart, build it back, tear it apart, build it back. And that constantly doing that in the gym, lifting heavy things, is what builds muscle and makes people strong. And that's what's going to make you strong in the long run. But in the short term, it doesn't feel good. You get sore, you get cramps, and it's not comfortable. So just make this message for someone. I want to be very clear as I go throughout my entrepreneurial journey that it is not all high highs and mountaintops and we're crushing it and wins. There are days, there are weeks, there are times, there are minutes and moments and hours that you're going to go through, and I go through, that we question ourselves, we doubt ourselves, we wonder how we're going to make it financially, we wonder how we're going to be able to make it with our team, we wonder how, if we're pushing people too hard, we wonder if we're made right decisions, and whether or not we're a failure or not. It's part of the game. Keep your head up, keep grinding.